Hello, 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 everybody. This is BMO. I wanted to speak to you about if whether or not you can relate to The Little Mermaid. Um, let's see where we can start off. First of all, has any of your family members ever been abducted by people you did not intend to actually turn into your enemy? Now, The Little Mermaid, Ariel's mother, was abducted by humans. We already know that. We've watched the beginning of Ariel. Now, another question for you guys. Do any of you guys have a control freak parent, father or mother, who became control freaks due to their fears or traumas that has happened to them? For King Triton, it was the abduction of his mother. We all know why he should be fearful of his daughters, be very protective. We all should know that a parent who truly protects their kid, protect your kid, but also help your children to understand why you're fearful, why you're so controlling, and why you have issues with someone that your kids don't seem to have issues with. It explains a lot. So, another thing. A lot of you guys, are you guys the youngest child of a single parent, father or mother? It doesn't matter. If you are, you can relate to Ariel. You can relate to Ariel through parental abductions. You can relate to Ariel through having a control freak parent who is a control freak through some traumas in their past. And you can also understand Ariel when her father or mother, in some of our cases, begin to become so fearful that they keep their kids at home at by all means necessary, horrifyingly protective, and they don't like people outside of their children or their families. Can you grasp what I am saying? Well, a lot of you guys can. So, there's a lot of trauma for King Triton. Not so much for Ariel. But if King Triton had tried to explain to Ariel his situation at hand and why he hates humans more than anything, then perhaps Ariel would be able to understand. Perhaps if King Triton tried to listen to his daughter and try to give other human beings a benefit of a doubt, a second chance even, perhaps he would have been better off. Now, see, King Triton's wife was abducted by pirates. We know this. It's very easy to become fearful because they are foreign creatures for the mermaids. And to humans, mermaids are foreign creatures. A lot can happen to a mermaid. A lot. Scary shit could happen to mermaids. Scary, horrific shit can happen to the mermaids. Now, the fact that Ariel ran away from home is the biggest issue of all time. I say it's a bigger issue because she didn't deal with her issues at hand. She explicitly just exposed how negligent and how childish she really, really is. First of all, you don't run away from home when you're dealing with a dilemma that is pretty far out there. She's obsessed with human beings. She's never interacted with human beings. If we go into the adventures of Ariel, the Little Mermaid TV series, we get to see her whole entire life be played out or laid out, all the way up into the point where she finally meets Prince Eric, but not literally meet him face to face. But she still just doesn't have that frame of mind that states that, okay, well, he can't be a potential threat. But you don't know that. You didn't even meet him face to face. All you did was have a crush on someone you didn't know and someone you never talked to, and I might have to rewatch this. I don't know, but I am going to rewatch it and I'm going to see like how often has she ever interacted with humans. Like, okay, well, if you're going to be playing with humans, if you're going to be obsessed with being human, if you're going to run away from home, sign your name on a contract, put everybody's lives in jeopardy, if that's the risk that you're willing to take, I mean, she clearly didn't take a second thought of running away from her family. She may have had issues with her dad, but her sisters, not so much. So the fact that she can up and leave and not tell anybody is childish. You're not a grown up when you run away from situations that you feel as though you are entitled to endure or comprehend or experience firsthand in life. Man, because she was playing with a roulette. And by roulette, I mean she was playing the version where you literally hold a gun to your head, put one bullet inside of that gun beforehand, and just keep on clicking until you finally get it. That's what Ariel did. She ran away from home, didn't rehash her argument with her dad. All she did was have an issue and up and left for 3 whole days, falling for someone she really, really did not know. So, what are the chances of her winding up in a situation that her mother had wound up in? I remember there was this one, I think, video. I think it was either on TikTok or it could be on YouTube. I'm not sure where I saw it. But it was a experimentation on what would have happened if it didn't have a happy ending for The Little Mermaid. And it didn't have the sad ending the way the Grimm's brothers had written her tale as well. Here is a mute girl who can barely walk, and according to the Grimm's brothers, and is a lot more realistic than what we get to deal with from Christian Andersen. Fun fact is that her feet should have been feeling like she was walking on glass. Every move that she made, every step that she took, it should have been painful as fuck because at the end of the day, you guys, this is a mermaid who just became human. So, yeah, she can totally dance like she ain't in pain, but at the end of the day, she's still in pain. So, can you understand the lengths that the Little Mermaid had to go through just to wind up with a sad ending, or to wind up with a happy ending, or to wind up in a situation where she literally could have been raped or gang raped? Chances are she's mute. She can barely even walk until she can, and even when she can, it's painful, right? So here is this mermaid taking a huge gamble with her life, basically. There are 3 ways that could have ended for the Little Mermaid. Happy ending? Cool. Committing suicide? Okay. Getting gang raped and tortured and being thrown into a sex trafficking organization? Oh, yeah. Realistically speaking, when girls run away, more specifically white girls, um, they don't have a safety net to go to. And unfortunately for their parents, raising them as ignorance is a bliss kind of grooming situation doesn't really help them. Protecting your daughters to the extent where they are stupid, negligent, reckless, and don't even understand the repercussions of their own actions. It's not helping your daughters. Unfortunately, the ones who get kidnapped the most are the ones who come from a very dysfunctional family. It depends on the circumstances. Maybe you might be blessed with a few family members who are really cool. Then you can go to them and talk to them about the issue at hand back at home, and how your dad beats your mom, and how your mom lets your dad fondle you, and you're just stuck there dealing with it until you can't deal with it anymore, because parents should be protecting their kids. That's something that's innate. That's something that is inevitable. That is something that's actually makes you an actual parent, protecting your kids, even if it is through fear, which we can understand Triton from the parental side, because people do lose their children a lot, whether it's because of diabetes or cancer, or they get abducted, more like kidnapped. I think abducted, which should be more used for adults than children. Um, the odds of her rounding up in a situation where her life is being threatened. I mean, we got to see Sebastian the whole entire way. He wound up in a foreign land, in a foreign place, and he almost got it turned into some crab cake by the chef, right? So we all can understand this. We can all relate to this. We can all say that The Little Mermaid had the best story, but at the end of the day, no, not true, because her daughter gave her up, because he knew that she was going to insist on leaving home. Even if she's never explored the upper world, she was hell bent on living there. Even though she hasn't experienced the worst reality of what it means to be human, she was hell bent on being there. I can't imagine having a father so powerful that I couldn't ask him if I could explore the upper world. Her father gave her legs. Magic daddy, gave Ariel legs, right? So you would think, okay, well, what made her go to the witch if her dad was that powerful? Had she actually confronted her dad? Had she actually communicated with her father? Had her father communicated with her as well? Because they both need to take part in this situation that's going on. Ariel is behaving like an irrational adult, and really she's a kid who thinks she's an adult. And during those times, she would be considered an adult. Okay, I give you that one. But you never bothered dating mermen. So, and if you never bothered dating mermen, how do you know if they're actually are your type or not? If you never dated a human man, how do you know if he's worthy of your love or not? Ariel dated Eric for 3 days. We can't forget that. And the reason I'm talking about this is because it's completely unrealistic. It's savage unrealistic. How a lot of our daughters, black, white, Asian, Latina, so on and so forth, are watching these kinds of movies and are thinking that that's a really good idea, or maybe it's a stupid idea. Hopefully, our kids are advanced enough to realize Ariel was completely in the wrong here. Her father was partially wrong, but he's an adult who's experienced some trauma, losing his wife to some pirates who could have done any and everything to her. I personally, after watching that movie and talking to myself about it now, kind of think I hope she winds up in good hands with somebody. Between being used in a circus or and then being mistreated, or being chopped up or experimented on. I mean, white people during those times were very, very fucking hectic. So it's kind of like, yeah. And then they were pirates. So they're basically the water thieves concept of the mafia. You understand where I'm coming from? Pirates. They are exaggerated. They are whitewashed into appearing as if they are something cool, but the odds of them having to survive out on sea makes you everything but cool when you really think about it and you really think about how things aren't easy, especially during those times. So, as I was saying, it's problematic. Everything about the Little Mermaid is problematic. Um, Ariel signs her name on a contract, not knowing the repercussions of her signing that contract, except that she gives away her voice and she becomes Ursula's pet. So, if things weren't going to work out, that's another death wish for Ariel, right? Ursula wanted the Triton. So you could do a lot with a white kid who's intent and hell bent on running away from home. Especially when daddy doesn't get to let you do whatever the fuck you want, or mommy doesn't let you get to do whatever the fuck you want. Or you can just go on ahead and say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of living this life. It's not for me. I don't want it. So, what are the odds of her wound up winning Eric? Eric did not have a thing for the women above land. That's been that's been known, right? Again, if you guys watch the sing-along version of The Little Mermaid, you can tell that there is a foretelling uh, song that keeps coming up every single chance it gets. 3 times, at least I've noticed, 3 times, they keep talking about the mermaid. Eric at least has dated. Ariel has never dated. She's been exploring the 7 seas. She's been traveling the 7 seas. Again, if you watch the Little Mermaid series, she's been getting her ass into ass load of fucking trouble because her dad is just, not paying attention to her. She's the youngest of 6 or 7, depending on who's telling the story. But at the end of the day, when your daughter is batshit fucking crazy, traveling the whole entire 7 seas all on her own, and you're just kind of like busy, it's like her dad is Triton. So he should be aware of what's going on with his daughter. You would hope so, because a lot could have happened. She could have gotten killed, even in the sea, you know? And she's been a little bit above air every now and then. Do you guys ever wonder about that? Do you guys ever wonder how Ariel just manages to miraculously get herself into so much, not trouble, but more like danger? And then why? And then you go and turn yourself into a human being. You've never explored the world. You never went and got a job and said, "Hey dad, I'm going to be human. Can you help me? I want to study the human race." Yeah, I mean, at least study the fucking human race. Not even that. Not even that. The girl doesn't know shit. So how blessed is she to not experience a damn thing above land, but in water, under her father's supposed supervision, because he is king and he's only a man. And yet, when you're the king of the ocean and your daddy, okay, is Poseidon, what do you get out of that? You get a powerful, all control freak dad who cares about his 6 or 7 daughters, depending on who's telling the story. But human beings and mermaids don't really clash. I mean, human beings need to stop experimenting or dissecting every single fucking thing that they look at. And mermaids, they got a right to be paranoid. People be going missing a lot, and then you don't even know what happens to them. They never come back. That's what happened to Ariel's mom. Protecting Ariel to boot, it's like, whoa. Then you wonder why he doesn't love music, and then his daughter, Ariel, again, gets him into falling in love with music again. And it's just, wow. In reality, Ariel would have been in a sex trafficking organization. We all know this shit. We should know this shit. I know this shit. I live in a bubble just like everybody else, but I also pay attention to the news. I also pay attention to the fact that I also watch a whole lot of movies and TV. Even if I'm not that uh, delusional, I still got it in my mind that it's an actual possibility versus something that should be happening, is happening, and the whole entire world should be breaking loose 24/7 every single damn day, 365 days to be exact. You know, it doesn't escape my mind that it's a possibility that Ariel could have been thrown into a sex trafficking organization or could have been raped or gang raped. Then what would her father have to say? He didn't even know that she was missing. Well, no, let me rephrase that. He didn't know where she fucking was. He knew she was missing for 3 days. 3 whole fucking days. And again, according to the Grimm brothers and whoever writes the story, she could have been gone for more. And then Graham's brother, she commits suicide, never to reunite with her family. She's helping people as an air spirit and shit. And it's like, ooh, you didn't do much with your life as a mermaid. You didn't do much with your life while you were a human. And now you got to help people make decisions that you have zero experience in, spirit, zero knowledge. Maybe now that you're dead, yeah, maybe. Once you're dead, I mean, all information is accessible to you. You're a spirit now, so you can flow anywhere and everywhere. But to say that you were meant to be a guide would be stupid. She didn't go any fucking where. She has to help people before she can get to heaven. And that's a lot of shit to do. Because she has to listen to a lot of people. She's got to help a lot of people, probably children. And God knows how many children people like to have, especially during those times. 12 kids, 15 kids, 20 kids, God knows. But it's pretty common to range from 1 to 15, depending on your caliber, your status, your prowess, even. How much money you actually have. Some people can afford it and some people can't. But Ariel was truly blessed. Because when you look at it realistically, ain't no fucking way in hell that one mediocre conflict should lead a teenager to go on a rampage and destroy her whole entire life. I got 23 out of 40 minutes. That's basically it. I don't want to put in much time into this video. So you guys get to tell me what you guys think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Because I've got a lot of other topics that I would like to talk to you guys about. And it's just like, it's self-explanatory. I don't have to explain it to you guys, how ridiculous the Little Mermaid is and how dangerous it is for teaching our daughters that it's okay to run away and fall in love with somebody you just met. Don't even know. 3 whole days. 3 whole days. And then you get married. Not even a month later. The exact day, maybe the 4th day, you get married, and everybody's supposed to be in La La Land and be like, that's so realistic. No. And if you guys are smart, I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, Arabic, or whatever, you guys won't allow yourselves to destroy your daughters to that extent where they have to run away and find love in someone that they don't even know. Eric was a God given gift to Ariel, as far as I'm concerned, because her lack of intelligence, lack of being able to know who is trustworthy and who it isn't and who isn't, is problematic. So if you guys are trying to keep your kids in a bubble, I suggest you stop and start teaching your kids how to live realistically. Not out of fear, but not too much out of love either. Just in the right balance. Provide them balance. Give them knowledge. Give them your wisdom. Because a lot of you guys do have experiences in this. A lot of you guys probably just up and left your kid, at a station or some shit. So, like, yeah, teach your kids this. I mean, otherwise they're going to wind up in a sex trafficking organization, and a lot of kids are dropping like fucking flies. So appreciate what you got. Teach your kids how to live in this world, because nobody decided to clean it up. As long as they have been born, nobody, I mean nobody, has bothered to clean it up. So your kids gotta live with this shit too. You can say whatever you want about wanting to keep your kid in the fucking bubble, but at some point they're going to have to leave and start a family of their own and be their own person and make their own decisions in life. It's mandatory for your children to grow up. You can't keep them in a bottle forever and then expect them to be good kids. Putting perfection on a kid who is stuck in a house, who has no life, who has a control freak for a parent, it's a bad recipe for disaster. So yeah, you guys, please keep that shit in mind. All right, so tell me, guys, what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know, guys. Let me know. But then again, you guys probably are not going to be able to let me know. So, because I actually turned off my commentation. So, whatever. Make your own videos and send it to me or something like that. Support, contribute. All right? So, peace out, you guys. Tell me what you think. Bye.